Check out the Thinking Out Loud Network at thinkingoutloudnetwork.com.
What's up, everybody? It is your sis and your friend Crystal Cross right here on the Morning Gym podcast. I am super excited. And y'all guys know that, hey, this podcast be off the chain. Y'all got to listen to it because you know your girl, your sis, your friend is all about learning about everything. So right here on the Morning Gym podcast, I have a special guest, Mr. Donnell, Ballard. What's up, Donnell?
I am good. And you know, in Texas, we have to wear the mask because of the coronavirus.
Here in Arkansas, we got to wear the mask.
Yeah, and I'm a diabetic, and I got people around me, so I have to do that.
Bless your heart. Now, you know, I have diabetes. I mean, not diabetes, but diabetics in my family. So my dad is a diabetic, and my sister, which she passed, she had diabetes as well.
Yeah. This coronavirus ain't no joke in Texas. We got over 500,000 people who now have the coronavirus in Texas.
Wow. Wow. That is a lot in one spot. That is a lot in one state. That is way too much.
And my sister have it.
Wow.
Yeah, so.
Listen, my sister just got, on the 13th of November, she was kind of sick with allergies and stuff. Well, she's always had allergies, but she thought it was allergies this time. So she got tested. And like this past weekend, she was like, yo, I got the COVID, my test came back, but she had already been like quarantined her whole time before she even got the results of the test, which is crazy to me. Why does it take that long to get the results of the test back?
Right. Yeah, that's true.
I work in the medical field. I know that there is a quick test that you can take. So I don't know why they're giving some people the longer test. I think we should all have the quick test, see if we got it. That's what we can keep from spreading the virus. But we are not going to talk about the virus. The virus is COVID-19. They said the COVID is then took over 2020. Look.
Oh, it has.
Hey, Mr. I want to call you Mr. Ballard, but I'm going to say Donnell. It has not stopped me. It has not stopped me from traveling. So I've been traveling back and forth to Atlanta, with working at WadeWorksStudios, doing interviews and stuff like that. Fun, amazing stuff. But this interview is not about me. It's about you.
And you know what? I'm used to saying the interview is not about me. It's about you.
Right. So let's get started. So let the people know a little bit about who Mr. Donnell Ballard is.
Okay. Well, a little bit about me. I am from Texas, born and raised in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I'm 49 years old. So for those who want to know my age and stuff, of course, some people say I don't look it. But anyway, I have always wanted to be into television and be into radio. That was always a dream for me. So, I remember growing up at 8, 9 years old, chasing down the news, hanging out with the news people, because I wanted to be a news reporter. I wanted to be, hi, I'm Donnell Ballard reporting for Fox News. I used to want to be like that. And so I would, believe it or not, when I was in high school, I would tell this little bitty white lie. This little bitty white lie to say that I wanted to pretend I was a reporter. For my high school. While everybody else was sneaking out of high school, I was sneaking out of high school, going to city council meetings, going to commissioner court meetings, and trying to get involved in my community. While other people was out there skipping school, smoking weed, doing God knows
what they want to do.
Doing something positive because I just love politics. So this one particular day, every Monday, I will come to commissioner court and city council, and I will just hang out with the city council people, get up there and be right there with the news. And then the first thing they'll ask me, Mr. Ballard, who are you with? I'm with my high school. I'm a high school reporter. I wouldn't even know a high school reporter, but
wow.
At Poly High School. But this was my dream. So one particular day, I'm sneaking around the city council, the back of the city council. All of a sudden, I see this cable station, a cable community public access station. And I'm looking, I'm like, wow, this is so cool. So it was a white lady by the name of Sue Winter the first thing she asked me, she said, "What can I help you with?" And I was like, and I was just so amazed. I was just going crazy over a camera. I'm like, "Oh my God, this is crazy. This is so cool." And so I asked her, I said, "What do I need to do if I want to have my own TV show?"
Mm-hmm.
And well, just have a camera. And when she said that, I was like, wow. And I remember watching Public Access. I seen two white guys who were just acting a jerk, acting crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, in their own living room. And I'm like, wow, if they could do this, maybe I should be able to do something like that. And when I ran into that cable, believe it or not, that was the start of a new time in my life. And I was only about 14 or 15 years old. And all of a sudden, I started, and I asked her, I said, "Well, what kind of tape do I need?" Now, y'all can tell I'm old school, because this was back when they had VHS tapes.
Yeah.
I remember, there was no DVD like they got now, it was VHS tape.
Right,
so I went to the pawn shop and had my mama take me to the pawn shop to buy me one of them old-fashioned cameras. And I took that camera and went to the store and got the VHS tape. And at that time, when they was doing it, it wasn't no such thing as nobody really doing a lot of introduction unless you was some kind of big stuff. But I started getting that stuff, and I started this, "Hey, my name is Donnell, Ballard. I'm going to do an interview with you." And they were like, "Who are you with?" I said, "I'm with the TV station." And then all of a sudden, from that point on, I started doing this, I started doing that. But a lot of people don't know, before I did all of that, I was calling into this white radio station called KRLD. This is how bad I wanted to work in news and work in media. I would call them, they would talk about a hot topic. And I was only about 13 then. I was only 13. So I had already knew what I wanted to be. Now, a lot of people say, "Well, what made you want to do this?" Well, it started when I was about 7. I remember playing with fire trucks, and I remember going down to the fire station. So before I wanted to be in the media, I wanted to be a fireman. But then, you know how when you start being a kid, you start changing.
Yeah.
And then I just got so impressed with the media. Every single day, I would watch the news. Didn't know what I was watching. Just know I was just watching the news people, how they do news. All of a sudden, I started calling the news people, asking for a picture of them. And at that time, there was a news lady by the name of Alice Corona. I got her picture. I got all the weatherman pictures.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and they sent me all these pictures. Everybody, I would take this to my school, and everybody be like, "Wow, this is so cool." And then, not only did I do that, I want to say a big shout out to the principal that was at my high school back when I was at school, because she gave me the opportunity to get on the loudspeaker to be a weather reporter. So every Friday morning, I would get, while the girl was doing my announcement, I would get up there and I would say, "Today, weather report will be partly cloudy with a 30% chance of rain." Now, guess what happened? After all of that happened, and after years of studying weather, I ended up becoming a volunteer weather reporter for CBS 11 News.
Oh, wow.
2 years. Yes, I did it for 2 years.
They must have got hold to that high school tape and they heard you.
No. I just they was looking for weather reporters, and every day they would show my picture of me on doing the weather, and it was so cool. But I have always been into media, TV, radio. I did some work at radio stations for the community radio. I did stuff for old school KRMB 105.7. I was the mascot. "Hey, it's going down. This your boy Donnell Ballard. You're tuned in to 105.7. And
I love it.
Yes, and that became, and so I started doing a radio. I started doing TV. I wanted to be in everything. But you know
so
what?
you were saying that you wanted to be in television. So why did you switch over and wanted to add radio in with it? Why was there a change?
to me, anything that people can hear you, that's what I want. That's what it's all about for me.
Yeah.
But I also want to tell you this. Growing up, I was desperate for attention. And this is what I tell young people all the time.
Gotcha.
And so when I became 18 years old, I never forget, I started calling all these nationwide talk shows. I've been on the Jerry Springer Show. I've been on the Ricky Lay Show. I've been on the Jesse Raphael Show. I've been on the Maury Povich Show twice, Jerry Springer twice, the Ricky Lay Show. And I've been on all these shows. This is how bad I wanted to be out there.
So why did you pick? So why did you pick those type of shows to get?
Because those type of shows, everybody would know you. I wanted to be famous.
Yes.
I was to be this big time person, and so I would call the talk shows and just make up stuff just to be on TV. And so that's how desperate I was to be able to get myself out there. That's why I tell people all the time, whatever dream you got that you want to do, you can do whatever you want if you put your mindset to it.
Right, exactly.
It. I put my mindset to it. I wanted to be an actor. I wanted to do acting. So guess what? I was able to do 2 big roles. I was able to be an extra in a movie called Leap of Faith, which was filmed at North Texas State.
Yeah. Okay.
Filmed in North Carolina. I was also in Necessary Roughness. I was an extra in that film where I had an opportunity to play the first they was gonna have me just walking by. But the lady told me, she said, Mr. Ballard, you're so funny. I'm gonna have you doing something totally different with a talker. So I had this thing what was going, come get you some popcorn, come get popcorn, chips and popcorn. Come get you some right now. Oh, it's $1. That's right, $1. And that got me a big role in doing movies and stuff.
Yeah.
So it was a blessing to be able to get on these major talk shows, these movies production, and I can understand. And I have always told my son, I got a 14-year-old son, I used to always tell my son and tell other people, you can be whatever you want if you just put your mind to it. You just got to stay focused. And me, I was already the class clown in school, but I was at Poly High School. They loved me at Poly. I was the only one that had my picture on the lockers all over the school. Back when I was in Poly High School. I graduated in 89.
So you were popular in school?
Very popular in school, yes ma'am.
You look like Mr. Man, Mr. Cool, Mr. Fun, Mr. Jokester,
Well, they used to, the kids used to make fun of me, but back then, I didn't care. I would get on the kitchen table on the school and the cafeteria and get on the table and say, yeah, what's up, y'all? But, you know, but with me, and I'm gonna be real with y'all, I was acting out. I was looking for attention. I was doing stuff just to get the attention. That's why I got on the talk show. And I started making stuff up. We started putting stuff together. And I tell people this all the time. A lot of them shows those episodes that you watch on TV, a lot of those stuff are not real. And some people just want to get on TV. And I remember one time, the Jerry Springer producer called me, right? And the Jerry Springer producer called me and asked me if I wanted to be on the show. And so I asked him, I said, well, what the show's about? He said, well, and this is how bad I want to be on TV. Sometimes you're willing to go the extra mile just to do it. So this particular episode, you probably seen on Jerry Springer, where the Jerry Springer guest was in love. He was a KKK, and he was in love with a black man. Y'all remember that episode?
I don't remember that. And I used to watch Jerry Springer all the time.
Yeah, and I'm the one who had the red suit on. And it was now this episode was actually made up by the producer. They tried to making fun of the KKK. So on this episode, they had me. This white guy came in and said that somehow we met at a burger joint. I was working at a burger joint. Now that's not real. But so I was in my hotel room, and I remember being in Chicago, being in my hotel room, and then all of a sudden the producer said, Mr. Ballard, I need you to come out so y'all can start working on y'all part. I said, okay. And so the guy that I met knocked on my hotel room. That's one thing I don't like nobody knocking on my hotel room. But he knocked on my hotel room and I asked him, I said, what can I help you with, sir? He said, well, you the one gonna be doing the acting with me. I said, okay, well, I'll meet you down at the studio. I said, right now, I said, I'm in my hotel room. Well, can I come in? I said, I don't know you like that. I don't know you.
You want your privacy. Get on down here.
Yeah, my privacy. So he came back. He said, well, you want to have a beer? I said, sir, I don't want to have no beer. I just want to come in here, do my acting, and go home. And I'm ready to get home. So, and oh my God, the whole thing is so beautiful being on the Jerry Springer show. It's the background, the fan, but we had to go over our part about 2 or 3 times before we finally got it. And then, but it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool to get a chance to meet.
Let me go back real quick, because you had mentioned that you did all of this for the attention. Do you think that there's a lot of radio personalities that's out there that is actually seeking for the attention instead of like actually, you know, I know that they may have loved radio or television. Do you think that there is a lot of them that out there that is just seeking for attention and it's just, okay, this is the job that is giving me that attention, so I'm doing this?
Yeah. I'm not gonna say every DJ's like that,
right?
Because like for me, I was doing it for attention because I wanted to be seen on TV. I wanted to be seen on these big talk shows. I wanted people to recognize me for being something.
Yeah.
And
so have you ever ran into someone that's personally just said it? Okay, I'm doing this for the attention. I'm here. They're just doing this for the attention. So no. Okay. So nobody has never just come out and admitted that hey, I'm just doing this for the attention, but I love my job still. Okay, cool.
Right. And for me, because TV was my first love. Sometimes you go out and you do almost anything just to be seen, just to be seen, just to be heard, because you want to have a voice. Yeah. And so with me, growing up, that's all I thought about. That's all I was thinking about. I wanted to be this. And when I get around my cousin now, I would do stupid stuff just to get attention and stuff. So
how long have you been in television and radio?
Oh, about 30 plus years now.
Wow.
30 plus years I've been doing TV. I did it out of Atlanta, Georgia for a People TV network. I had a TV show on in Columbus, Missouri. I had one on in New York. I also had one on in other different programs. But when I got and I'm gonna be honest, when I got that opportunity to get my own TV show, I ran with it.
Wow, that's good.
Because I wanted to be able to give other people. I started looking at it that it was no longer about me. My dream came true. So what I wanted to do is to make so many other young people's dream come true. What is it that other young people want to do? I didn't have this big opportunity to have my own TV station back then like we do now. So it's so many opportunities now because you got the social media out there. We didn't have social media growing up where we can do Facebook Live and do all kinds of different stuff. So back then, when they were talking about MySpace, I knew nothing about MySpace. And then I started liking MySpace. And then I remember my publicist, when I was about 17, my publicist, the first thing she told me, she said, Mr. Ballard, she said, you need to be able to do this. You need to be able to do this. And I'm like, no. And at that time, I'm going to be honest, I was computer illiterate. I did not know nothing about computer. And I used to get mad at people when they asked me about an email. Don't ask me about no email. And then my mama, she didn't want to be into none of that stuff either. But then I started realizing I had people doing stuff. I talk about this with you. I had people doing stuff for me. I had so many people that was saying, hey, I'm going to do this for you. And to me, after spending so much amount of money, I couldn't afford it no more. So I said, you know what? Let me learn how to do some of this stuff on my own. And that's when I started learning how to do editing and production. I started working, I went to the cable station. They had classes. They offered training classes. I took those classes. I passed. And from there, everything just started going all the way up and stuff. And I've been in commercials and stuff too, but I love what I do. This is what I do. In this, Donnell, is there anything out of the 30 plus years that you would change? Yes. What is I was saying? If I didn't have to, well, if I didn't have to do it for attention, I think that would be the main thing that I change.
Do you feel like you would have did it with, I'm not saying that you didn't care, but put more effort and all of that into it, or is that?
Yeah, I think because back then we didn't have a lot to be offered to us.
Mm-hmm.
Like the young people today, they got a lot more to be offered. Music, for example, independent artists that want to get their music out there, they have an opportunity now to get it out there through social media. They don't have to worry about nobody else promoting. They can promote themselves.
Yeah,
and not only that, I also want to talk about this because I told you about this at the last minute. A lot of people think, okay, I'm gonna be real. I love my community. I fight for justice for my community. And I've been a civil rights activist since I was 16 years old.
Wow.
I fight for justice. This year, I have an organization called United My Justice. And what we do is we fight for justice in the community. And so I've been with the organization for 3.5 years. I'm the founder and the founder of the organization. My vice president is Nikki Pugh. Shout out to Nikki Pugh. I know she's tuning in to us. But she's my vice president. And so let me tell you, this year has been a crazy year for us. Even though we got the COVID-19, when they had the George Floyd protest this year, I wanted to do the same in my community. So we got together. And I don't know if you Googled some of the videos and stuff, but I had an opportunity to be able to make a difference in my community. And just about a month and a half ago, we had a Fort Worth police officer who put out a post on Facebook. And on the post, it says, this is what happened when it shows a black man in the casket. This is what happened when a black man refused to, I guess, be arrested. I didn't like that. When I got that call, my vice president showed it to me. I told my vice president, no, we are going to do something about this. I called for the press. I called for a press conference. And the next day, we had a press conference about the situation. And I told them, I told the media and the police department, I said, if we sat back and allowed this man to continue to be on the job, then what type of police department are we running in our city? Right. 3 days later, that man was fired from his job as a police officer.
Wow. And that's, I really feel like that's really what's going on nowadays too. But we have just a few more minutes just to go into this interview. But right here on the Morning Jam podcast with Mr. Donnell Ballard, we're going to hit just for a few 60 seconds on Channel 49 TV network. Yes. So tell us a little bit about that. And we're very
excited to have your show on now. Morning Jam TV is officially coming on Monday. But anyway, we want to let everybody know that you can tune in to us on channel49tv.com. And we're a 24-hour station. We give opportunity to producers out there that want to get their own show on there. And we don't even charge money. And people are like, well, how do you make your money? We make our money through our own personal advertising. But as far as that, we like to give opportunity. And when I seen your show, I was like, oh my gosh, I've got to get her show on my TV station.
And I really appreciate it. I'm totally honored just to be a part of Channel 49 TV, and I'm blessed. I can't thank you guys enough. But I'm right here on the Morning Jam podcast with Donnell Ballard with Channel 49 TV. I'm excited. It's an honor to meet you. I know we met a little bit earlier before the interview went live, but I know that I'm just grateful to have you on the show. Looking forward to working with you, growing with you, and we motivating each other and doing what we got to do to help others, not just ourselves. And
I do want to let people know that we're celebrating our 1-year anniversary. We've been on the air on channel49tv.com for 1 year now.
That is awesome. Well, congratulations. I know that the new location is in Miami, Florida.
And you got a chance to call up to our TV station too, didn't you?
No. Oh, yeah, I did. Yes, I got a chance to. It was very awesome. I loved it. It was very professional, so I definitely loved it. Yeah.
Well, we made sure that I'm always telling people to call up there, because I want to make sure that our reception is doing their job, because they're getting paid for it. But I want to make sure they're doing a good job and towards answering the phone. That's the number one plus for me.
Absolutely. And Channel 49 TV is about, news, sports, shows, movies, music, and more. So you guys connect with them. We're definitely going to put the link in and everything, and make sure you guys know that, hey, Channel 49 TV is out here for you. To promote anything that you have, like I said earlier, news, sports shows, movies, music, and more. So right here on the Morning Gym podcast, which is assisting your friend Crystal Cross, I am so excited and blessed to have the one and only Mr. Donnell Ballard from Channel 49 Network. Thank you for joining me right here. You guys, do you have like platforms on like Facebook and everything where people can connect with you? Can you let them know right quick?
Yeah, they can just connect to me. Just look me up, Donnell Ballard, and that's it. And you'll see Channel 49.
Well, thank you for joining right here with your sister, your friend Crystal Cross. You guys can connect with me on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. Also on YouTube. Also on Thinking Out Loud Network. Also, I want to send a huge shout out to WadeWorksStudios in Atlanta, Georgia. Right. We so love you. Thank you for allowing your sister, your friend Crystal Cross, to be a part of your business. So you guys, if y'all want podcast recorded, great editing, looks good, the facility is amazing, go to WadeWorksStudios in Atlanta, Georgia. You guys connect with them on Facebook as well under WadeWorksStudios or Gary Wade. You guys connect with him. He's amazing. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.
Peace. And happiness.
Check out the Thinking Out Loud Network at thinkingoutloudnetwork.com.